My name is Ravenia2. I am deeply rooted in the Holy Land of Greece. In a village called Ravenia. The village is part of a cluster of 46 villages known as Zagori. I was born and lived there till I was 10 years old. I love my village and I would like to introduce it to you. The name Ravenia means upper easy pass or easily traversed. Ravenia is situated in the prefecture of Ioanna Epirus in Greece. It is located 39 kilometers north of the city of Ioanna and 15 kilometers south from the borders of Albania. Ravenia is built on a slope at the foot of the hill Gioni at an altitude of 640 meters above sea level. The forest of Gioni was burned in World War II and it has not fully recovered since. The village has a 400 years memory and it was created with the amalgamation of various smaller communities. The climate is dry and healthy because of the rocky soil and plenty of clean air due to high altitude and the many forests that surround it. In 1960s, Ravenia had more than 400 permanent residents occupied in agriculture, viticulture, and livestock, mainly goats and sheep. Today there are about 100 people living in the village, mostly retirees. The younger people are engaged in agriculture, farming and logging. Modern history begins after 1913 with the independence from the Ottoman Empire. In 1917, the village was under Italian occupation with starvation and forced labor imposed upon the residents. From 1920 to 1940, the village lived a normal life with about 450 residents. October 1940 begins the Second World War with terrible battles in the area and great human suffering. The German occupation ended in 1944 and the Civil War began in 1947. At that time, many residents abandoned the village and immigrated to other countries, mainly Germany. Around the village square, with its great view, the visitor sees the old community office and community cafe. The school of the village that is functional since 1896. All these were built with funds provided by Ευθύμιος Thomaidis, a great benefactor of Anno Ravenia, who immigrated and made his fortune in Boseo of Romania. The Assumption, known as Panagia, is the oldest church of the village with a splendid wood-carved temple. It is a basilica and it was built in 1816. In the church's courtyard, there is a huge bay laurel evergreen tree that used to be my favorite hiding place among its many aromatic offshoots when I played hide and seek. The church's courtyard is also the place where every year on the 15th of August, all the residents and their guests share a common meal that is followed by a dance at the village square. Saint Nick or Agios Nikolaos. It was built in 1850. It is a Byzantine-style church and it was built with money donated by Apostol Beccari. The village has many more small country churches dedicated to various saints, some of which are Prophet Elias, Saint George, Saint Dimitrios, who is curated by our family and has been recently renovated. From there, one can see the lake, whose fertile lands are divided among 3 neighboring villages. Salamouria is the place where the artesian wells are located and where the villagers drew their water from before they got running water. The cemetery of the village. Yono's house. Recently in our village started to operate a hotel facility by the name of Yono's House. The owners renovated or rebuilt their grandparents' property. A lot of residents rebuild or renovate their homes with money they usually earn abroad and use it as a retirement residence or a summer home. Here is a view of my family home. It is located close to the entrance of the village across the street from Panaya. A view from my balcony. This is the oven where we baked our bread. I can still smell the aroma of the freshly baked bread. The house is now undergoing massive renovations. These are my parents, Christos and Andromachi Milios. My parents raised 5 children in this house. The village is ideal for long walks and great views. Spring in the village. Daily life. The women of Ravenia take great pride in decorating their homes with their crochet and needlepoint creations. People are very friendly there and like to gather and share a meal. Interesting areas in the vicinity. Nerotrivi and the mill. Mavrovouni, a nearby village. Mesovouni is 3 kilometers away from Ravenia and is the village where my mother comes from. Everything there, as well as in the rest of the Zagori, is made of stone. The roofs of their homes are covered with thin slices of stone called schistolithos. Their streets are covered with stones as well, and we call this galderimi. This material is abundant in this area. This cafe is in Aristi, another village of Zagori, and is where my maternal grandmother comes from. Going to Papingo, another village of Zagori, and its stone water basins. Sunset. Typical architecture of the area. Stone bridges of the area. Gamila, the top of the mountain Timfi, with its dragon lake at the top and a shelter for the mountaineers. Vikos Gorge is a gorge on the Pindus chain of mountains. It lies on the southern slopes of Mount Timfi. It has a length of 20 kilometers, a depth ranging from 450 meters to 1600 meters, and a width from 400 meters to only a few meters in its narrowest point. The monastery of Saint Paraskevi is on the Vikos Gorge. It was founded in 1413 and offers a panoramic view of the gorge. At the base of the Vikos Gorge run the crystal clear waters of the Vodomatis River. The monastery of Panaya the Spiliotissa. The monastery is built on a rock in 1579 and is located close to the village of Aristi. The monastery of Molivdoskepasti was built in 670 AD by Constantine IV, Emperor of Byzantium. The roof was covered by sheets of lead, giving the monastery its name, Molivdoskepasti. A view of the Aous Basin from the village of Molivdoskepasti. Konica, a nearby town. The city of Ioannina is the main city in the area. It is built on the banks of the lake Pamvotis, and it bears the nickname of City of Arts and Letters. Here are some of my favorite foods. Yogurt with honey and nuts. Fresh figs. Feta cheese. Seafood dishes. Souvla. And of course, Greek salad.